Hello guys, we I have my laptop over here and I will just analyze all the teams one by one, all the 36 teams, and try and find what we can regarding their game, and at the end we will have a certain position for them. So let's start by typing Champions League, and as I am recording this, Napoli just scored two injury time goals to win their game against Parma, and I did Napoli 2-1. Milan dropped more points. This is the table, 36 teams, and by looking at them, you cannot say which team is going to be 36, but I have a name, and I believe they can be the team that finishes 36 actually. So the first game is let's look at Liverpool first of all. So we have Liverpool, who in their last 10 games have 8 wins and 2 draws, which I believe are friendlies. Aston Villa 3-3 Liverpool. This dates back to round 37. That's last season. So this first game is Real Betis. Yes. Liverpool against Betis. Yeah, this is friendly, the first game. So officially 2 games played, yes. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 friendlies where one was a draw and 2 wins, 3 wins. Okay, 4 wins in friendlies, 1 draw, 3 from the previous season, and 2 wins in this season's Premier League. Here we can compare one with 2. That's definitely, we can compare over last season. I think seems the appropriate thing to do, because we just want to know how the teams are based on goals scored. Liverpool and Madrid are separated by 1 goal. Madrid have 1 more goal than Liverpool last season, because from this season's point of view, we cannot base the team. We will have, definitely we will have. Okay, goals conceded, Premier League, La Liga. Goals conceded is 15 less for Real Madrid, 26 to 41 for Liverpool. This is going to come down here, because Arne Slot loves more possession of the ball, so 41 is definitely going to drop down, maybe around 30. So goals per game is same, shots on target more, big chances per game is similar. Big chances missed per game is 0.3 more for Liverpool. Possession obviously a little more for Liverpool. Passes per game more for Real Madrid because La Liga have more teams in their box against Real Madrid than we have Premier League teams. Premier League teams like to go more, and that's why we have less draws in Premier League than La Liga. Long balls per game is almost similar. Real Madrid are were more effective with a straight 11% advantage over Liverpool success wise in long balls. 11 more clean sheets for Real Madrid. Goals conceded per game is zero point 0.4 less for Real. Interceptions per game 7.8, 7.7. In Liverpool, more tackles, more clearances definitely means that Liverpool were not as much of a passing team as they were before. So the midfield imbalance definitely counts. Penalties conceded is one apiece. Saves per game tells you everything. 2.4 difference. Liverpool close to 3. Real Madrid 2.5. Liverpool 2.9. Duels won per game. Real Madrid are, let's say, 4.2. Yes, 4.2 less than Liverpool. 1 per game, but efficiency wise they are 5.3 more than Liverpool. Liverpool more fouls, more offsides. Doesn't matter. So overall, it's Real Madrid last season they were better than Liverpool. I believe this is a much better way of doing it. Now we do the 3 and 4. I will get a nice idea of how teams actually play. So Champions League, then we have Arsenal, Club Brugge. Arsenal against Club Brugge. We will not compare them because I don't think they play each other. Liverpool and Real Madrid do once. Premier League we will do last season, and Club Brugge 23. Okay. I'm 40 games. Let's do this individually. Goals scored, shots on target, almost same. It cannot be. The level of the leagues do matter. I learned it last night. The level of the leagues do matter. It does. Possession and passes are almost both passes over 400 per game. Long balls more. Yeah, this is double the long balls Arsenal have. 28.1 for the Belgian team and 14.7 for Arsenal. Clean sheets similar, more tackles obviously for Club Brugge because they don't play possession based football. Okay, okay, okay. Now we'll move to 5 and 6. I think putting them together is Aston Villa against Milan. So if we do this season is we have 3 games. 3 games is not something to judge the team of. It will be instinctive thing that we do. But last season also Milan tried to play possession-based football with Pioli. What they do this time, so we can actually have. If you look at Aston Villa, Aston Villa's penalty goals conceded for AC Milan 8. Both 3.1 saves per game. 3.1 is too much. 3.1 is actually worse for AC Milan, not Aston Villa, because AC Milan on an average 4% more possession on an average, 37 more passes. It shows that Aston Villa, and we know that Aston Villa played less games where they had more possession than the opponent than AC Milan did. So it's, the last season's defensive problems are still on for AC Milan because they conceded 6 goals this season's Serie A. Goals conceded was 49 in 38 games. Aston Villa had 61, but their style of play allows that because they matched AC Milan's goals scored, who are a possession-based side. Not exactly, but more of a possession-based side than Aston Villa. AC Milan are not the side you put in top 8. That's clear for me. Are Aston Villa the side you put in top 8? When they have more possession of the ball, they also will concede goals? No. So you're making your mind up for after looking at these numbers. Let's move to the next two. I believe it's better to use last season stats because we see more of a on an all-round thing. But the teams that drastically changed their squad, drastically changed their playing style, will definitely do the instinctive analysis rather than looking at last season. Because you say Juventus, how are you going to look at Juventus from last season under Allegri to Thiago Motta this season? No. And the next one is them, Juventus and Atletico Madrid. Atletico we can do last season. They are very similar, pretty similar. Playing the same way, more possession of the ball, cannot score. This season they're not conceding because they didn't lose to Bilbao in 3 games last season. I think they played 4 games. Maybe they lost three of them. You look, if you go 23-24 for Juventus, the average possession is 48%, and if you go by this season, this changes to 59, which is 11% more. I think we will analyze how their game is rather than how many wins and how many goals they've scored. Big chances per game, big chances missed per game. ATL from last season. Okay. Shots on target per game 6 to 5.4 for a possession based side from this season to Atletico Madrid. From last season's possession to this, yes, there is a difference. Passes is important, I think, to know how many passes a team is attempting, or is it accurate passes per game, but whatever. There is a 75, 50, 90 passes difference between this season's Juventus and Atletico Madrid from last season. Long balls per game, I don't know why is it higher with possession based sides. They switch the flanks or something. Big chances per game, if we see big chances per game, Atletico Madrid last season had 3.2 per game in La Liga. Juventus this season in 3 games have 2. They missed 1.5. So the gap is 0.5. Atletico are missing 1.9, 1.3, the gap between the two stats. So Atletico versus 3 games versus 38. So we cannot count that. Clean sheets, 3 games, and okay, 2 games because the third they have not played yet. 2 games, 2 clean sheets. Atletico 13 in 38. We cannot say that Juventus are going to have 20 clean sheets. They're definitely going to do something a little less. Interceptions per game, more tackles. Juventus have more tackles. This, I think, tells us the pressing invites tackles. Clearance is more for Atletico because they sit deep. Saves per game, the goalkeeper, Gregario, 0.5 saves per game in 2 games. Atletico have 2.7 saves per game because Oblak has to do his job more. For Juve, pressing and possession does it for them, so nothing for the keepers to do. Look, I am looking at all these stats and I am already getting what I want. Where will I put these teams in the table? I already know. Juve have, do they have depth? Do they even need that? Atletico have depth, but they need their game. When they have more possession of the ball, their game is dead mostly. and they sometimes even lose to Barcelona. They lose to Barcelona. They are thrashed almost every time. It will be different with Hansi Flick because of okay Girona. I'm going to put Girona at the very last somewhere. I'm very sure about it. Absolutely sure about it. Gironas are going to be somewhere in yeah 25 and lower than 25 definitely. Let me see what Villarreal are doing. Villarreal 1-1. It was already 1-1. They have a red card, which means Valencia have more possession of the ball. Yes, 59. Villarreal will win definitely. Okay, back to Girona. Can we compare Girona with Girona? I want to see something. Yes, we can. Let's see. Goals per game have dropped 0.5. Shots on target per game have dropped 1.4 to 3.7 from 5.1. There you go. Big chances per game have dropped 1.1, less than last season. Big chances per game from 1.8 to 1. Ball possession is that's 60-57 is same. More passes per game. Uh, 31 and 29, 70, 60. 60 passes per game more this season. Long balls per game is similar. Clean sheets doesn't matter. Goals conceded per game is same. More interceptions, same tackles. Interceptions and tackles is same. Penalty or saves per game is less. This means that Girona were a flexible team last season. Now they want to be a more possession-based side, which is I believe why they're not good. They're worse. Duels won per game. Check this out. 0.5 and 8. 8.5 less in 24-25. Offsides per game is higher. 0.8 higher. There is definitely a difference from last season for Girona, and they're not going to be where we think they're going to be. They and one or two teams that have qualified for the Champions League are going to be smashed all over the park by is this a cricket term? I don't know. Smashed all over the park, but it will happen whatever it is. We've already gone through 9 teams. PSV, I know a lot about PSV. PSV and their game, I know a lot about that. Inter and their game, I know a lot about that. Bologna, I know. Now let's check Sparta Prague. Bologna are going to be yeah, definitely out of playoffs. Even playoffs they won't be. Bologna are going to be definitely less than 25. Maybe even close to 30. Let's check about this team, very brave one. Sparta Praha. 7 games this season, 6 wins, 1 draw, 16 goals scored, 6 conceded. Top of their league, who also have Victoria and Slavia Praha. Slavia Praha. Yes, they are in Europe. Do we go by their... No, we don't. Let's go by their Champions League. Cannot go by their Champions League, Europa League. Let's first check what they are about. $35, $82, $30, $2.3, $65, $57, $356. Clean sheets 14. They look like a team that dominates a lot in there. They are a possession based side, and even this season they are more of a possession based side. 406 Sparta Praha. Okay, 23-24. Yeah, 56-4, 44, 650. 50, yes. So 50 passes more per game than last season. Interceptions in tackles a little more. Clearances a little more, or what? Same. Saves per game were more last season, which means yes, they have successfully transitioned to a possession based side. Duels straight away. 11, 9 more than last season. Duels won. Efficiency has dropped, but number of duels won has increased. What else? So Sparta Praha is a possession based side. We have to look at their fixtures to see who they face and do they keep the long balls will work. 23.1, 23.7. The long balls will work. Definitely. Sparta is a possession based side. Against bigger teams, if they try to keep the ball, it can be difficult. Salzburg we don't need to analyze, I believe, because I already know they have they are similar to Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool. Pep is going to do a good job. They'll definitely be better if they don't keep possession. Feyenoord. They've changed coaches. Obviously, Arne Slot comes to Liverpool, so they have this new coach who is Brian Priske. I can assure you they are worse than last season. We can check. This here is 23-24. Feyenoord 24-25. Okay, here we go. Goals per game more last season. Shots per game more last season. Big chances per game 1.8 more last season. Big chances missed per game, they are a more efficient side. Counter-attacking will be their business. They are more attacking, more efficient side this time, because 3.1 big chances missed per game last season. Passes are almost the same, 22 more last season. Arne Slot's Feyenoord had more tackles per game. It's 2.3 and 2.4. Clearances more. They were flexible as well. Clearances dropped. That's why they are struggling a little bit. Saves per game similar. Duels won per game similar. Offsides per game. Offsides per game tell you that they are more of a team that likes to pin other teams. This new final, because offsides per game is 1.3 less than this season, than last season. Feyenoord are not. Goals conceded per game. Feyenoord are a little bit off their colors. Definitely, when new coach arrives, players will take time. Arne Slot spent, I think, 3 seasons something with Feyenoord. Young boys. Let's check them as well. Young boys. Adam Johnson loves you. Young boys. Okay. We will check them compared to last season. Goals per game increased, shots on target per game increased, big chances per game, possession, passes more, interceptions, tackles, clearances, saves per game. Everything is increased. Do they have a new coach? They are bottom of the league. Horrible. Patrick Raymond's 9th game. There you go. Young boys are not men. Young boys are young boys. Young boys will struggle. He's a current young boys coach. Has 168 wins in 335 games, 93 defeats. Winterthur, Switzerland under 21. So in the Swiss Super League, a draw, 3 draws and 3 defeats. Played a friendly in July. I'm talking about July. That's the last season or what? But yeah, nine games, 3 wins, 3 draws, 3 defeats. Not good. What was their possession? Possession, young boys. Possession is 53. So they are not a possession based side, because 296 passes per game. That is their league. 53% means when bigger teams play young boys will be in their own box camping, and it's your responsibility to score. Do whatever. We will have a nice camp, a low block. You try to beat us. Okay, understood. So young boys have a new manager. Just like Juventus became a better team. We don't know what experience they have. So we have 16 teams that we know about now, and the teams that we don't know about, we're checking. Slovan Bratislava, one of the best teams. When I analyzed all teams yesterday, they were one of the best teams. Bratislava, we can compare them with themselves. SK Slovan Bratislava. Okay. Everything seems similar. So, what coach? Do they have a young one, a new one? Slovan Bratislava and Vladimir Weiss, who has been their coach since 2021, was Georgia's coach from 16 to 20, and has previously managed Bratislava, Slovakian manager from 8 to 12, 1.4 points per game. Well, let's check once again. 1.73 points per game in 541. Slovan Bratislava's possession is 63-485. It's a possession based side. Saves per game is 5.5. Still, goals conceded should be more. Goals conceded should be, it's 0.5. I don't know what they are. Slovan. You have to judge from last season. One. Slovan Bratislava. We need to know more about this team than we know. What they do when they don't have 8 July, 15 September. So the last game against, but I don't know how to say the name. It was this, and Slovan won 50-50 possession each. Slovan scored 3 goals, 2 in the second half. What did they do in the second half? They dominated the possession, 0 big chances, still scored. Goalkeeper saved more, passes is more, and still scored. What did they do? They lost the game when they didn't have majority of the possession. At 46%, they lost the half, I believe. Yes, they won the second half 2-1. and the first half was 1-1 draw. Slovan Bratislava look a good side. In the Champions League away from home, it was same. This time away from home, they gave away possession and played a 1-1 draw. Second half, 38% possession, so they have the ability to play the other way as well. They will be up there with the new. They will be up there with these new teams in around 25. Bratislava done. Stuttgart we know are worse than last season, but we have to check to ensure that is really the case. I can already see they are worse than last season because they lost so we have VFB Stuttgart from last season compared to this season. Goals per game have dropped. Shots on targets is similar, a little more. Big chances per game dropped dropped by 1.3 to 2.5. Previous season 3.8. Missed is similar. So they are creating less, missing the same amount of big chances per game. This is 2 games in this season. But we get a little outline. Ball possession increased, but the situation is going worse. Passes were more last season. Long balls have increased a little by around 5. It's 4.9 actually. Conceded per game is 6 goals. 3 I think in the first one. Freiburg. 3 against Mainz. So 6 goals conceded. Last season was 1.1 and they conceded 39. They've already conceded 6. Interceptions per game has decreased. Tackles per game has decreased because they are having more possession of the ball. Their foundation of a defensive structure is getting affected by the greed for more of the ball. Clearances per game stays similar. 3 penalties conceded last season, or 3 penalty goals conceded last season in 38 games. 1 already in 2 games. Saves per game is similar, a little more, 0.2 more. Maybe it shows a little to us that their possession, the possession that has increased is not helping. Now, if we look deep into the stats, we see what we have already seen. The duels won per game has dropped by 13.3 to 36 from 49.3 last season for Stuttgart. Efficiency is the same, but duels won per game has decreased. More offsides per game last season, which means more counter-attacking goals were there. Now they want to be more in the opposition's half, little more than last season. We don't want anything else to see. So Stuttgart is going to try and keep the ball more than last season and more now they're in the Champions League, and in the Champions League we try to do what the other teams are intelligent enough to punish you. We go back to Champions League. We go down. We see Benfica. Okay, Benfica. Sporting and Porto are playing, yes. You see about Benfica, the news is there that Roger Schmidt, Sporting have beaten them or what? Porto, yeah, Porto lost. Porto lost, as expected. Didn't even score. That's another thing. It's 3-4-2-1 against 4-3-1 with or Bruno. Yeah, this 2-0 defeat. I said this will be the only defeat of Porto, and it is going to be the right thing. At home, what's the stadium called? Dragao, I believe. They will beat Sporting. They will beat Benfica twice. They will beat all these teams. Oh. Santa Clara, the newly promoted team, I believe, are in the Conference League qualification spot at 4 with 3 wins in 4. That's good. Benfica. They still have the coach. It shows they have the coach. Let's go to Google. Roger Schmidt. It says Benfica future in doubt. Oh yes. Said to be the new manager Leonardo Jardim. So the news was correct. Leonardo Jardim, I think the former PSG coach. Leonardo Jardim. Doesn't even. Is he the man I'm thinking about? Yeah, Monaco, but PSG. He was not the PSG coach, it seems. Monaco, oh yes, Monaco. He was Braga, Olympiacos, Sporting, Monaco twice. Al Hilal, Shabab Al Ahli, Al Ryan. He's basically retired and gone off to UAE, Saudi, and now he will be appointed and he will be in the Champions League. Why don't we go and average possession? Leonardo Jardim. I will check on SofaScore rather. So Jardim is going to be the next coach of Benfica. Here he is. How much age? 50. 1 August. Points per game 1.86. Monaco from 14 to 18. That means he was the coach of the famous Monaco side. He was reappointed. What is this? He was reappointed Monaco's coach in 10, 11, 12, 1 in 3-4 months after he was sacked. Performed worse, 1.41 points per game compared to 1.85 in the 4-year tenure before that, and went straight to Al Hilal. 2 points per game in 26 games, still sacked. Then went to Dubai, and then now I think Al Ryan, Saudi. Left in June. You have to go to matches. There you go. He lost 3-0 to Metz with Monaco. 52. Okay. Seems like he doesn't like possession. He doesn't. You can see with these wins, stage runner is well, lost 4-3 to Marseille in 19, and even they have scored two first half goals with 63% possession Marseille, and then two second half goals with 51% possession. It is not something extraordinary. Benfica were already worse with Roger Smith because they lost Joao Neves. And if you look at the number of departures Benfica had, I didn't do the departures thing with the Portuguese league. Okay. Departures is 26. Morato. Yeah, he joined Nottingham Forest. Morato. Thiago Dantas. Neres left. Another one. Thanks to Joao Neves. Paulo Bernardo to Celtic. And another one, Rafa Silva to Benfica. David Ohite at Bernat from PSC was, I think, now joined Villarreal. Jurassic Park to Hoffenheim. Alvaro Carreras back to Manchester, or back to Musa. They have lost some players. They have to play possession-based football as part of. They lost the first one to Famalicão. They smoked Aruca 4 months ago. This is recently they also, yeah, they lost to Famalicão in August 11th. Then beat Casapia 3-0, Estrella 1-0, Moreirense 1-1. It's going to be the same with Jardim. We have invested a lot of time in Benfica, but they're going to be a difficult team to manage for Jardim. I'm not considering Benfica looking at everything as a side to beat or something. Porto, if they were in the Champions League, definitely. Porto is a different team. Sporting, even Sporting, know how to play 60%, know how to play 40%. It's an important thing to have. Real Madrid can do that, and they have won 2 Champions League in the last 3 seasons. Real Madrid, Manchester City, and Real Madrid. So we have done 19. Leipzig, we know how they play. Shakhtar Donetsk. We have to check Shakhtar Donetsk first. Who their coaches is a new one or a previous Marino Pusic, Dutch. Name sounds Croatian. Shakhtar Donetsk manager since 2023 October. 2.18 points per game in the league, obviously. FC Twente 18 to 19. A 4 years gap. He didn't manage anyone. Just picked him up. It's not like Shakhtar were playing. They're playing with missiles. So Shakhtar Donetsk. Let's go. Shakhtar Donetsk this season. Let's see what they are. 64,505 possession. Yeah. The previous manager of Shakhtar tried somehow to play 34% possession of the ball. And I'm talking about the coach that coached Mudrik. This one looks like a possession-based coach. Saves per game is good. It's not more than close to 3, no, 1.5. Goals conceded 1.3 in 4 games, which is 5. It's a possession-based team. Yeah, do we have to look at the fixtures of every team? Maybe we can. 2 hours battery left. Should be able to cover. So Shakhtar Donetsk is a possession-based side. If we compare this season with 22-23, I would say. This is only, let's say, Champions League 23-24. I said Champions League 6. 10 goals scored, 12 conceded. The ball possession was 44. Maybe this coach was there, but the possession definitely goes down by 20%. Accurate passes per game dropped by 155 less passes. Interceptions per game in Ukrainian Premier League 24-25 is to 25.5 per game, which is 7.8 last season's Champions League. Saves per game is 1.5 to 3 more, 4.5 and -3, 2.7. 2.7 saves per game more than this season's Ukrainian Premier League they did in Champions League 23-24 last season. Duels won per game is 70%, which dropped to 43. A different side in Champions League, which we will see again. So we should not get hyped. Let's go. So I'm not overexcited with Shakhtar Donetsk. City, we know what they are. Very complete team. Can play by dropping the possession a little bit as well. And now you'll ask, when did they do that? They did it against Arsenal at the Emirates Stadium, 1-3 win away from home. They did it at Allianz Arena. Bayern Munich, I don't know when this game was, but it was a 1-1 draw, I believe. After City defeated, I think, Bayern at the Etihad. This was a return game. Bayern had more possession of the ball, around 53. So they can play this way. AS Monaco, he said they're a decent side, possession wise. More possession of the ball, I would say around the 15th rank. Less possession of the ball, very lethal. They can be in the playoffs, definitely in the playoff zone, which is a 9 to 24. Yes, which means 16 teams and 8. Yeah, 9 to 24. Monaco will be there, I believe. Dinamo Zagreb, exceptional stats last season. Last night, it's a team. It's a 10-team league with 2 teams that go to Conference League and 1 team goes to Champions League. Who goes to Europa League? Nobody knows. We compare Zagreb this season, 4 games, to Zagreb in the Champions League, which they were last season. Let's see Europa League, 2 games. Conference League, 10 games. They were in Conference League last season. Zagreb is the team that defeated Chelsea. My famous prediction was 2-1, but to defeat Chelsea, and they did 1-0. In the Conference League, Zagreb's goals per game are halved, 1.5 from 3.0 this season. Their shots on target are halved. Their big chances per game are halved. Big chances missed per game was less because they were more effective side. Possession goes down 13% in Euro. The passes per game drop by 547, 152. 152 less passes in Conference League last season than they are doing in their league. It shows we shouldn't consider their league for Europe. Long balls per game increased by 6. Efficiency stays the same. Goals conceded increase, clean sheets were more when they didn't have the ball, so they have the game. We will check if the manager is the same after this. Tackles per game 5 more than 11.3 in league this season. More clearances because the positioning of the defense changes to a low blow. Saves per game increases, so the quality of the league and the quality of Zagreb in Europe very different. Duels won per game increases when they don't have 67% possession, which they had in the league. So more offsides this in the league. So 10 games, 11 goals conceded. Zagreb. Now we have to look if their manager was the same in Conference League. Is Sergey Zakirovic Croatian? He is not Croatian. Apologies. He is from Bosnia, and he was appointed the coach in August of 2023, which means he was the coach and he is very flexible with his game. Dinamo played friendly versus Shakhtar 1-0. Karabakh 5-0 against Karabakh, who absolutely smoked. If you remember, Sporting Braga was smoked by Karabakh, and possession wise it should be so 4-1-4-1, which is 4-3-3, less possession, 6 big chances, 47 and 39 in 2 halves, which absolutely changed in the second game 100%. Let's see. In the 3-0 it was, yeah, in the 2-0 it was 42. This coach is very flexible, this coach is fantastic, and Zagreb is Pakka, if we call that, is a former Juventus winger, if he really is that guy. P. Marco Pakka. Maybe he's the same guy I'm talking about. Where is, yeah, Juventus, yes, Juve. He was signed from Zagreb themselves in 2016 for 23 million, which is very good. Too much. Loan, and then went to Rijeka for free, and then Zagreb got him back finally. Now he's scoring in the Champions League qualification for Zagreb. It's good to see players playing. So Zagreb is a very flexible team and should be considered for playoffs. Lille, are they nil or they give us thrill? 0 goals conceded. We have to, what we have to do is, 1 minute. Who asked? What Villarreal did his the team win. Now we go to Lille. Lille OSC who lost their game but qualified. Compare to Lille under Fonseca first, and then we will compare to what they do in the Champions League. Okay, goals per game more, shots on target per game more, big chances per game less, missed is better than last season, possession is more, passes are directly 90 more than Fonseca. Are they flexible with their game? Tackles are a little more, interceptions drop, and they have more possession. More possession clearly shows in clearances per game, which dropped 6.1 to 16 last year. Saves per game go down from 2.8 to 1.0. Duels same. This is good. So far it's good. Next game is PSG. We'll have more clarity on what they can do, but right now we will have a rough assessment of it. After the PSG game, we'll have more clarity about them. The final league table prediction is going to drop later. What they did in the Champions League, if they were in the, they were in Conference League. For Fonseca, it was consistency, because both League One, Liga, and Conference League, the stats are same, which is good. Consistency. Goals conceded 6 in 10 games. Goals conceded 34 in 34 games. With Milan, 6 goals conceded in 3 games. There's something with the players, not the coach. What we have to do is this: compare this season's performances in the league to Conference League performances from last season, and duels one more, tackles more. So midfield works a lot. Definitely the midfield is strong. Who they have in midfield now is a question for me. It's definitely some strong players who they have in midfield. They have a defeat to Slavia. It will count in my assessment. 49. The possession, is it flexible or Slavia want to have more? They lost to a possession based side, conceded 5 chances and still not lost. Their midfield has they are playing 3-5-2. Thomas Munier as the right centre back. Santos still in the team. It is Andre Haraldson Gabea. Looks like the bench to me. We'll see what the bench has. Ethan Mbappe, Bio. Uh, what happened at home against Slavia Praha? Against Slavia at home, Lille played 5-4-1. Andre and Haraldson as the double pivot, and Remy Gabea and Zagrova. I believe it's still the 3-5-1 or 2. Average position shows us Diakate, Ribeiro, Munier, Andre Santos, 5, David, and Zagrova. It's 3-5-2. It's 3-5-2 with 62% possession. At home, you win with 62% possession. Zero big chances for Slavia Praha and a clean sheet. With the same setup. Away from home, you lose. You are a flexible team. Do we get anything by this Bruno Genesio, former Stade Rennais coach, 1.73, former Olympique Lyon, former Beijing Guan. Possession is not mentioned. At 4-3-3 plays. He is not playing 4-3-3 at least. His next game is PSG. We will compare head to head with some team that we want to put in Lille's place. That will give us more clarity. Okay. Now we go to Champions League and move on to the next team. But Lille are definitely a team to consider, not for elimination. Now Stade Brestois, however you want, they are going to be finished. They went from dominating last season. We can maybe check if they have dropped their performances. I could have done the screen recording and stuff but I don't know how to do. Would have been better, but I think this is also fine. Okay, so goals per game is same, shots on target per game increased, big chances missed per game is down, big chances same, ball possession has dropped, passes per game have dropped, long balls per game have dropped massively. Goals conceded per game has increased by 1.3 to 2.3 now. There was 1 before. Interceptions increased, tackle increased, or say same. Clearance is dropped. We're struggling. Saves per game is same. Already conceded 2 penalty goals in 3 games. Duels One per game dropped by 4. I believe, yeah, already knew they're bad, but they're not humongously bad. They are bad, but not very bad. Who is going to be the worst? We don't know. Maybe teams who are not flexible with their game are going to struggle and finish in the last 6 and the last 11, 12. Now we have this team FKCR Vena Zvezda, Red Star Belgrade, popularly known as 541-18-4 in league. Let's straight away compare them with whatever they did in Europe. Last season's league and FKCR Champions League 23-24, 7 goals scored, 15 conceded, goals per game down, shots on target down, big chances per game down, big chances missed per game was not down because they didn't even create, ball possession down by 23%, passes down by 44 and 125. 44, yes, 44 and 125, 169 less passes, long balls 10 less direct, 0 clean sheets, goals per game 0.8 in the league this season or last season, and 2.5, that increases to 2.5 in the Champions League. So what we see in the league and what we see from them in the Champions League is something different. If I try to predict the table but by what I was doing last night, it would definitely be stupidity. Okay, tackles per game increased because you're not having the ball, you're playing without the ball most of the time. Clearances, it clearly shows clearances are 9 per game more than the league game. Conceded 2 penalties, conceded 2 penalties. Defense in games is 31 games difference. Offsides per game more because you are maybe playing long balls to players who are there. Oh yes, you don't consider as Zvezda based on what they're doing in the league. It's a hoax. You don't put Zvezda in for some team like PSV, some team like Inter based on their stats in the league. It's irrelevant. Bayer Leverkusen, we already know how they are, at least top 24. Sporting, at least 8 to 20. Sturmgrass, Austrian team. You also compare your European team, your European game, Sturmgrass. Keep calm. Nobody is getting fooled by your league stage. They were in the Europa League, it seems. Did they play Conference League then? 4 in the Conference League as well. Let's see. Okay, goals per game dropped, shots on target per game dropped, big chances per game dropped, missed per game didn't drop because you're not even creating. Ball possession drops by 13%. Passes drop per game by 67. Long balls also drop. What are you were you even doing? Goals conceded was 9. Not bad, not good. Now, goals conceded per game increase, interceptions, tackles, clearances, penalties conceded, and saves per game. Everything increases. So defensively, they tried, but still the goalkeeper had to make 3.3 saves per game, which was 1.1 more than their league performance, which was 2.4. Duels won per game, numbers are same, efficiency is same. The Sturmgrass is also a team. Let's see what they did in Conference League. Maybe they were down after the league stage. 5 goals conceded in 4 games. Shots on target increased suddenly. Big chances. They're too good for the Conference League and not bad. 42%. Yes, the possession drops. Passes per game were similar, but the possession dropped. Maybe they were, I don't know what they were doing. Long balls dropped. Every defensive statistic is down in the Conference League. Saves per game increased. So in the league 2.4, in Europa League to 3.3 or 3.5, and in the Conference League 4.0. Still only conceded 5 goals in 4 games. So a counter-attacking performance there, a little less counter-attacking performance in Europa League, and a complete total football performance in Bundesliga, Austrian Bundesliga. So Sturmgrass is definitely a team that we don't want to have too high based on their league performance. Another of this Zvezda type of team. Atalanta, we know what they're capable of, but let's check what they did last season in the league compared to ATA Atalanta 23-24 versus Atalanta Europa League. Goals per game same. Shots on target per game same. Big chances per game increase. Missed increase. Ball possession dropped in the Europa League. Passes dropped by 43. Long balls increased by 4 to 3.8. Goals conceded per game better. Clean sheets 6 in 13 games. Clean sheets 15 in 38 games. Goals, interceptions per game increased by 3. Tackles per game increased by 2. Clearances per game increased by 1. Maybe the same. Saves per game down 0.5 compared to the league through Serie A. So they were managing better. Duels 1 per game, 3 more. Efficiency the same. So Atalanta have already shown us what they can do. I remember one game against Real Madrid where they didn't score, but the game was like Atlanta were very close to beat Real Madrid. It was what's his name? Farland Mondi. If that's his name, he scored a stunner from outside the box to win the game for Real Madrid. The pedigree came in and they beat Atlanta. But the performance-wise, they were not backing down Atlanta. So Atlanta is not going to be eliminated. Barcelona, we know about Hansi Flick, what he can do. 7-0. It's 3:47 a.m. The video itself is 1.5 hours. So I can say yesterday 7-0 win for Barcelona. The only concern could be squad depth and experience for the youngsters. Do they have enough experience for the Champions League is the only concern. Celtic. Okay. Next we have the only team I believe that we have to assess, which is Celtic compared to was a Scottish team known as Scottish League Premiership. Compared to Premiership, what they do in Europe has to be assessed. PSG we know complete team. Dortmund we know will try to have possession with Nuri Sahin. Is a good team. I already saw them play. We know. Bayern we know. People are talking about Bayern beating Barcelona, Bayern thrashing Aston Villa, Bayern thrashing this, Bayern thrashing that. I will tell you what will Bayern thrash. Bayern will thrash themselves. You will already see who Bayern will thrash when they play Freiburg tomorrow. Do watch their game, you will see who Bayern will thrash. And if I was right or not. Now what we will do is have a book, have a pen, and write down a rough assessment of the 36 teams, the standings 1 to 8, 9 to 24, and the 12 teams that are going to get eliminated. But yes, first of all we have to check Celtic. Celtic compared last season was Brendan Rodgers with Celtic in whatever Europe they were, maybe Champions League. Yeah, Champions League. 15 goals conceded in 5, scored in 6 games, out from everywhere. I believe they were last. I think goals per game dropped down by 1.7. Horrible. Shots per game down half. Horrible. Big chances per game dropped by 3 per game. Another horrible. And big chances missed per game is 0.3. If you don't have something, you don't lose it. Ball possession down 22. Passes down. Oh, this is where Celtic were harmed. Celtic 551.8 passes per game in Scottish Premiership. In the Champions League, the self-proclaimed king of Europe's are trying to have 451 passes per game. I think they were in the Lazio Feyenoord. So they against Lazio, Feyenoord, Atletico Madrid, Celtic are playing 451.8 passes per game. 451. Know how much 451 is? Long balls dropped, goals conceded per game is 1.7 more, zero clean sheets, interceptions more, tackles similar, clearances 5 more, zero penalties conceded somehow because they were not in their box, they were trying to play out from the back or something, because 451 passes means your and saves per game is 2.1 more than Scottish Premiership. Duels won per game dropped by 9. More fouls in the league than Champions League. So Celtic, another team, whatever they do doesn't count. But we still somehow put them somewhere. Can they barely finish in the playoffs spot? Who knows? Now I'll pause, get the pen and paper, and try to see 1 to 36 ranking. Back. So we are already with well, let's start with 36. Okay, 36 output. Out of these I would put Sturm, Sporting, State, Brastov is definitely in there. Brastov 36. I'll put a post about this ranking. Other than the real, if Instagram accepts 1 minute and 37, no, I'll upload on YouTube, and a separate one, a post on Instagram. That's the best thing to do. So Brestov is 36 for us out. Who else? Celtic. Celtic will try to play. Celtic will try to play and get humiliated. 35. You have Celtic out, you have Brestovi out, you have Sturmgrass and Zvezda. Sturmgrass and Zvezda. I guess Zvezda should be 34. Sturm 33. That's good. So you go up, you have you have Zagreb, thirty 32 Zagreb, Shakhtar Donetsk, not there yet. Where were we with young boys? Let's try young boys European difference compared to their Europa League 2 games, one Champions League 6 games. 13 goals conceded. In 6 games, 7 scored. Definitely one to watch out for. Okay, Girona, Bologna. I would put I would put Bologna somewhere. Definitely Girona somewhere. Uh, I would put yeah, Shakhtar Donetsk and Bratislava. Were they in Europe somewhere? We can compare and check. SK Slovan Bratislava compared to Europa League, played 2 games there. Conference League 8 games. 2 games there in the Europa League, 2 games in the conference. So they lost in the qualification maybe. 12 goals conceded in Conference League. Saves per game 2.5. They were not as good enough as they are expected. So slow one 31, and now I can already say Shakhtar 30. Shakhtar is 30 already for me. And Dinamo Zagreb. Is Dinamo Zagreb worse than Bologna? No. Is Bologna worse? Do we have that? Yeah. Sparta Praha 29. Young Boys 28. Bologna. Do we have another team worse? Maybe not. Club Brugge for 26. I want. Let's compare their performances. First of all, do they have a new coach or a previous one? They have Nicky Hein. Who's that? He's a Belgian coach. In and out. 6213. Matches. Union Saint Gillois 2-1 defeat to them. Definitely had possession. Pro League Standard Liège, Genk have defeated him. Plays some. Let's see what his game performances was here. Tries to play possession and gets defeated. I'm already putting. Club Bruges 26. Possession inefficiency. Let's go. Okay, let's search. Let's get irrelevant teams out already. So Slovan is done. Shakhtar is done. Dynamo is not. And they were flexible, we already knew. So I keep things in mind. Leverkusen, Sporting, Atalanta, Barcelona, PSG, Dortmund, Bayern, Girona. Girona is the team that doesn't get it. So 25 to 36 who don't qualify in this rough assessment are Girona, Club Brugge, Bologna, Young Boys, Sparta Praha, Shakhtar Donetsk, Slovan Bratislava, Dinamo Zagreb is 32. No. Dinamo Zagreb shouldn't be 32. But if we look at the list, yeah. So Dinamo Zagreb cut from 32. Everyone drops one, and we put them in 26. Yeah, 26. 26 now becomes Dynamo. 26. The others drop one, two. So it's Girona, Zagreb, Bologna, Young Boys, Sparta Praha, Shakhtar, Slovan Bratislava in 31, Sturm Graz 32. Sturm Graz 32. Club Rouge is down one, so I didn't count. Yeah. So Sturm Graz 34. Zvezda 30. No. Sturm Graz, Zvezda, Celtic, Brest. We have all these teams. Girona, Dinamo, Club Brugge, Bologna, Young Boys, Sparta, Shakhtar, Slovan, Sturm, Zvezda, Celtic, Stade Brestovi are the teams that are out. Dynamo is 26th. Out, but not the worst. These are the teams that are not in the playoffs. Now, the less garbage of the leftover garbage. Bayern, Borussia Dortmund, PSG, Celtic out, Barcelona, Atalanta, Sporting, Leverkusen, Lille, Dinamo, Monaco City, Shakhtar, Leipzig, Benfica, Stuttgart, Young Boys, Feyenoord, Salzburg, PSV, Atletico, Milan, Aston Villa, Arsenal, Real Madrid. Okay. Stuttgart, Benfica, are the two teams I have in mind right now. Stuttgart, Benfica, and For now, yes. I believe Benfica 24th, Stuttgart 23. We have all these teams written down. Who are the leftover teams? I'll write down these teams in a minute and I'll pause the video for now. So I've written down all the names. They are 3, 3, 3, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. 23 names, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 23 names, and we have 14. Oh, we have Benfica, out. Benfica I've already written there. So now we have 22 names, yes, and 14 here. So 36, yes. So one by one now we will. Okay, Bayern, Dortmund, PSG, Barcelona, Atalanta, Sporting, Leverkusen, Lille, Monaco, City, Leipzig, Benfica, out. Feyenoord, Feyenoord, Feyenoord. Feyenoord is 22nd. Feyenoord is 22. Now we have 22 teams left. 21 teams left rather. Only 13 more in the playoffs. 8. Should we do 8 now? Top 8. Liverpool, Real Madrid, Arsenal, Aston Villa, Milan. These teams are now going to be in there. Definitely. Let's start ruthlessly. Dortmund, Atalanta, Sporting, Leverkusen, Lille OSC. Lille 21. Now we have 7 more teams. No. 9 to 24 is it. So we have 4 done. 12 more teams in the playoffs. Lille are done. Monaco are there. Salzburg, definitely. Salzburg are 20th. Monaco then go. Yeah, Monaco in 20. Monaco is 19th. Lille, Salzburg, Monaco. Done. 19 done. 8 and 2. 10 teams left for playoffs. Okay. Aston Villa, Milan. I'll write The names I want there: Aston Villa, Milan, PSV, Leipzig, Leverkusen, Sporting, Dortmund, Leverkusen, and that's basically it. I written down 6 names. I will rank them from 18 to 13, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 13 to 18. 16s we have out of these, I think PSV, yes, PSV 18th. PSV out, 18th in the playoffs. Then I would say Dortmund 17th. Then I would say Villa 16th. Then Milan 15th. Bayer Leverkusen, focus, or Milan Leipzig. Milan is there, Leverkusen 14, Leipzig 13. We're done. Leverkusen out, Leipzig out. We left with Liverpool, Real Madrid, Arsenal, Juventus, Atletico, Inter, City, Sporting, Atalanta, Barcelona, PSG, and Bayern. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 teams you're left with. Out of these, 4, 9, 10, 11, 12 will go to playoffs, and the other 8 will go directly, but we'll need to get a standing. So who to send to playoffs? Liverpool, Madrid, Arsenal, Juventus, Atletico, Inter, City, Sporting, Atalanta. Atalanta is number 12 and they go off. Bayern, PSG, Barcelona. Bayern, PSG, Barcelona. Okay. Sporting, City, Inter, Atletico, Juventus. I would say Bayern 11. Bayern 11. They will try to play possession-based football, but I believe the tactics are not there. Team is good, but the tactics are not there. We already seen versus Wolfsburg. We have already seen. We'll already see against Freiburg. We will see one by one. We will see what I tell you is correct. Now Barcelona, PSG, Sporting City, uh, Inter, Atletico, Juventus. I would say Sporting 10th is respectable. Sporting 10th is Juventus 9th is done. 9 to 24 is done. We have our direct qualification, who are Liverpool, Real Madrid, Arsenal, Atletico, Inter, City is 3-3, Barcelona, PSG. Out of these, I would say Atletico. 8th. Their ability to drop points when they have possession of the ball will play its part. 7, I would say, is Liverpool, Barcelona depth. Liverpool have more experience with their players. Barcelona don't have experience with their players. Barcelona is 7. Liverpool is 6. Liverpool out, Barcelona out. PSG, City, Inter, Arsenal, Madrid. Given how PSG and City, how complete they are, how Inter are flexible with their game, how Arsenal don't have a plan B, Real Madrid are struggling, I would say Arsenal 5, Real Madrid 4. Intercity, PSG. If Inter play both of these, I would say Intercity, PSG. Even complete teams are not been able to put Inter out because they have this game, and PSG have a very good side, but Inter versus I would like to compare their game a little bit. Inter compared to PSG, I would say in the Champions League. Goals per game, same. Shots on target per game. Big chances missed per game. Income possession more, passes more, long balls more, clean sheets one more for Inter, goals conceded less, clearances, duels, Inter went out, PSG or a little more. Now if we see the same in the league. But obviously everything will go towards them. But yeah, that means I would say PSG third, then Inter versus City over a good period of games. Inter are a very good side. Inter like to have the ball as well. Inter in Syria versus Manchester City. Duels, sessions, goals, associated saves per game is with Inter. I think it's not bad to put Inter 2 and City 1. So I'll put a post and I'll post this video on YouTube, but I can tell you from 36 to 1. Stade Brestovi 36, Celtic 35, Crvena Zvezda 34, Stamgras 33, Slovan Bratislava 32, Shakhtar Donetsk 31, Sparta Praha 30, Young Boys 29, Bologna 28, and Club Brugge 27, Dinamo Zagreb 26, Girona 25. These are the teams that got eliminated in this rough assessment. Benfica 24, Stuttgart 23, Feyenoord 22, Lille 21, Salzburg 20, Monaco 19, PSV 18, Borussia Dortmund 17, Milan of Aston Villa 16, Milan 15, Bayer Leverkusen 14, Leipzig 13, Atalanta 12, Bayern 11, Sporting 10, Juventus 9, at Atletico Madrid 8, Barcelona 7, Liverpool 6. Depth wise, I put them 7 and 6. Arsenal 5, Real Madrid 4, PSG 3, Inter 2, and Manchester City 1. That's it. 2 hours 8 minutes 12 seconds. I'll put this video on YouTube. You won't be able to put this on Instagram. I'll put this reel, maybe trim this. I'll put this on as a reel, and I'll put a post right now about my rough assessment of 1 to 36. Thank you.